Okay, we're going to get started. We can stand for our pledge and our prayer. Appreciate it. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Gary, if you would, please.
God, we come together again today to do the business of the county. We ask you to be present at this meeting, to be present in the hearts and minds of our leaders as they make decisions for the county. We ask you to watch over and protect our county workers and all the people of the county. Pray in Jesus' name.
Well, good morning, everyone. I've reviewed the minutes, make a motion, we approve them from last week.
Second.
Been moved in second, all in favor? Aye. David?
Have 3 adds and abates. Here you go, Jim.
Let's see, 179, and
Through 181.
through 181, for a total of,
The first 2 are actually 1 added and 1 subtracted, so just the third one is the only change, and I think it was a decrease of, what, $12 and something?
$12.04. That's my motion,
Motions to approve all 3?
all 3.
I'll second it. It's been moved in second, we approve all of the adds and baits. All in favor? Aye.
What was it, $12? $12.04?
Yeah, it was a small one, and then I've got the claims.
You have the total? Back page here.
It is $296,823.95.
That's my motion to approve that.
I'll second.
Been moved in second, all in favor? Aye.
And I think that's all I've got for now. We do have the sealed bids on the house over here today. They were due in by 9. I will check with Cindy here in a minute and see if anything else came in after I left.
Okay.
And then we have to open them on or after 10.
Okay. Gary, you got anything?
Nothing, present.
Okay. Sheriff, you want to go first?
Yes, sir.
Morning, Commission. Kevin Friend, Linn County Sheriff. Just to get to the numbers, 22 prisoners in, 15 of those are in-house, 7 of those are farmed out. This past week, we had 109 911 calls, and a total of 325 calls for service countywide. We could tell that it was tax time and stuff like that because we done a lot of inspections last week, had about twice of what we usually have, but that's pretty much all I have this morning. Anything from the commission?
I don't have anything.
How's everything been going over at Jeff?
It's going fairly well. I hate to say that and jinx us. This past week was a pretty good week. We're down a little bit in numbers, but that's by design. We're getting ready to do another clean out like we did last year, and Commissioner McCullough took part in that with us to assist us. We're going to essentially do that again, do some power washing and some painting. We're trying to do that just to keep down on graffiti on the walls and stuff like that. But no, it's the jail's been going very well, and I think the new one's coming along pretty well. That's progressing well, so we're excited to see the progression there. I think they've had some slowdowns with the rain and stuff, but everything's been. I hate to use the word quiet because my staff goes crazy when I do, but it has been that way for the last week. So, but we do look, I think fire is going to come up a whole bunch and dispatch will come up a lot with that. April is usually about the busiest fire month, throughout the year. So I would imagine we'll be picking up in the next few weeks with burns and stuff like that. So
If you need help on that, cleaning that out, I can help you if you want.
I think you're probably going to have somebody reach out to you. I would imagine jail administrator will be reaching out to you to talk to you about that and see if that would be, something we could get together and join up again, because that went so smooth last year. We'd kind of like to do it again that way this year. And if we can limit that to a day or two, it's really helpful. And with your equipment, we can. So,
Good.
thank you.
Thank you. Doug, you want to go?
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Doug Bartlett, Fire and Emergency Management. Fire Department, we're at 138 total calls for service for the year. We picked up 9 this past week. We had 1 chimney fire, 2 grass or brush fires, and 6 medical assists, including a helicopter landing zone. Last week, we discussed doing a resolution to dispose of the 2 fire trucks that we have replaced. So I have drafted a copy of a resolution to do that.
I have a number here for you in just a minute.
Have you already notified the departments? I mean, have you got any? People
Yes.
come back out to you about it?
I've got 2 documents here that Gary's reviewed. The city of Linn Valley has reached out to us. They would be happy to accept the 1997 Pierce Saber custom cab pumper. Lacing and Pleasanton did not have a use for an apparatus at this point. West Mineral Fire Department would be willing to accept our 1994 E1 Freightliner rescue pumper. They are in Cherokee County, a very small department. Their current engine that they have is a 1976 model. So it would be a significant upgrade in equipment for them in their department.
I had a person from the Foster Fire Department reach out to me too, and I don't know if they got a hold of you yet or not. But
No, I have not heard from them.
And the resolution number would be 2021-11.
And I've had 3 of my fire board members reach back out to me when I sent them out with these 2 departments, indicating they had no issues if we were to donate them to those 2 departments. So
Any objections to that?
Nope. First come, first served.
So what do we need on that one, Gary? You need this resolution first. This is a motion to approve resolution 2021-11, declaration of surplus property, and that's the 2 fire trucks mentioned, the 1994 and the 1997. That's my motion.
A second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor? Aye.
You need to, have a motion to, donate fire trucks to West Mineral and
Linn Valley.
Valley.
Read it again. I'll make that motion.
Sign and authorize those. Are you signing that? Or-
Yeah, it's got my signature on it.
Doesn't sign the letter of designation.
Pursuant to what we've done in the past, I've drafted 2 documents, one for Linn Valley, one for West Mineral, that indicate any known issue with the truck and the fact that they're buying the truck where is, as is, with no warranty or anything related to that. It's a document Gary drafted up when we gave away our aerial. It would require their city council and their fire chief to sign it, indicating that they agree with the terms and conditions. On the 1994 apparatus, occasionally it has an issue going into pump gear. We've had it worked on several times, but it is something that has been a reoccurring issue. So we've made them aware of that in this document and suggested that they take a look at it before they put it in service, just to make sure it's functioning correctly. And then there's nothing that we know of on the one that's going to Linn Valley. But again, we're also having them sign it saying they know there's no warranty. It's just in the condition it's in when they get it. So if you would approve sending the 97 Pierce Saber to Linn Valley and the 94 Freightliner E1 to West Mineral, that would be the 2 documents in the 2 departments.
And that'll be my motion to donate those 2 trucks and authorize Doug to sign them.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor? Aye.
As long as they agree to,
Does, you need a copy of that, David? That,
Well, after it's signed.
yeah, once they're signed, I'll make sure he gets them. As long as they agree to sign the documents and get us a signed document back, we'll get that taken care of. If anything falls through with either one of the trucks, then we'll look at, the,
somebody else.
say, Hume or Foster,
Foster.
department. So that'll take care of that.
Okay.
Yes,
Just go make one.
yeah, I'll go make one here and get it right back to you.
Rick, the minutes are up there for you to sign too.
Yes.
We have put a burn ban on today due to the red flag warning that we're in. They're saying anywhere from 40 to 60 mile an hour winds today and relative humidity is below 30%. It's looking like higher winds, 20 to 30 mile per hour, and humidity's down around or below 30% for most of this week. So we likely will be in a burn ban for the majority of the week. Obviously, if there's times we can take it off, we certainly will. I did start the ban last night about 7 p.m. just to try to give us a little bit of time for things to cool off before the winds pick up today. And Centerville is already out on a rekindle from yesterday's burning today, and the winds haven't even got ramped up yet. So
Where do you put that out so people can see that so they don't have to call all the time?
I put it out on my Facebook page. If they call the sheriff's office,
It automatically.
tell them that there's a ban on, which they're required to call the sheriff's office before they burn. So it tells them then that they cannot burn. And then I need a 5-minute executive session for personnel whenever you have time.
I was asked yesterday about that, like sometimes you guys put a ban on because you already have a bunch of fires going, you know, I mean, there's been times.
There's been times that we do that. When we do that, it's usually for a matter of a few hours. If conditions have deteriorated to criteria that's very close to where we're at on putting a ban on, and we've got all of our fire service out, we won't let anybody light a new fire until we kind of get control of things.
Put a recording out for that or talk to them. They said one time that they got into that and was set up and the weather hadn't changed, but they didn't know why. And they just wondered if that could be passed on to them, that type of.
Currently, the way the situation works, if we ask for a ban to be put on, it goes to an automatic recording at the sheriff's office.
And it doesn't
Then
say
it gets
why.
forwarded straight to our office.
Okay.
And if we're out, there's nobody to answer the phone. I think we had 6 calls over the weekend, people getting forwarded over there. I don't know when the calls came in, but obviously we're not there to answer them till Monday morning again. And I don't know if we can come up with a better solution for that. And if we can, what it would be, but it creates difficulties because we're not staffed 24/7 at the fire stations, and we call them back as soon as we can, but it's not going to help explain anything because they're asking about Saturday morning or some other time, and now it's Monday, so.
We're good, Doug.
Rick, when you get to the executive session, Doug said he needed personnel, and Tisha needs some too. We'll
Okay.
combine them.
Okay. Gotcha.
And that's all I have for you, unless you have anything for me this morning.
Nope.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. AMR? Oh, thanks.
Good morning, Galen Anderson with American Medical Response. In the past 7 days, we've had 14 ambulance transports. And so far, month to date for March, we're at 49 transports. And that's pretty much all we have going on, other than little things like taking ambulances up to swap out for maintenance and training some new part-time folks. So things are going pretty steady.
Good?
Yep.
You got anything? Nope. Thanks.
All right. Have a good week.
Tisha?
Good morning. Tisha
Good morning.
Coleman, Linn County Health Department. COVID numbers are 786 total, 15 are active, 12 deaths, 0 hospitalized, and 1 cluster still. Vaccinations, I know that today I believe we can go to include all phases. We were in 1 through 4, and now we can expand that to 5. So we're going to be able to basically, I think, vaccinate anybody that's over the age of 18 that's interested in receiving the vaccine.
So is appointment still necessary or?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. We have given 1,162 prime doses, 815 boost, and 89 of the Johnson & Johnson. We also have partnered with Silver Creek Pharmacy, and they are getting us some extra Johnson & Johnson that we will be administering to people who want that vaccine in particular, because we've had some calls for that.
Okay.
So again, just call to make an appointment. I also did create a list that we have put on the website, or supposed to be putting on the website, of the vaccination locations in Linn County for COVID vaccine. That includes kind of who's doing it, what vaccine they have, and the method to get that vaccine. I will need executive session 5 minutes. And then.
For what?
Personnel. Yeah. And we do have staff attending the Governor's Public Health Conference, which is a yearly thing. This year it is a virtual event, and so that'll be at the Health Department, but just kind of letting you know that.
Okay.
And then I am going to pass off to Alicia. Alicia Dennis is our one of our nurses that you may or may not know. She's one of the big key partners that works with us. She works full-time, and I'm going to let her talk to you about our maternal and child health program, kind of to let you know.
Before you leave though, so people wanting to get shots, they still calling the office and
Call the office.
they can't set it up online or anything? We've never figured that out, or?
So we have looked into the acuity scheduling online for themselves, but we just haven't had time to pursue that yet.
Okay. So where's the next big event at?
It'll be this Friday at the fairgrounds of over
And how many will you try to do?
250.
Okay. Okay.
How's that new machine doing for you?
Good. Love it. It's a pretty swift little thing. It's pretty
Anybody got
cool.
anything? You got anything?
How many have we tested?
I didn't bring that. Sorry.
Was there quite a few?
I don't remember. I think last week it was 50 some. I know she was running
Close to
running
50.
one this morning. Yeah. I didn't go in this morning. Sorry.
Okay.
Are you still really limited on the cartridges that take?
No, I think we have a pretty good supply of them.
And is there still a demand for it?
Not as much of a demand, no.
Okay. Okay.
So, okay.
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna pass it off to Alicia and let her talk to you about our maternal child health programs.
Good morning, gentlemen
Morning.
and ladies. So this grant, just to kind of start off with, the highlighted areas are things that we've started since Tisha became the administrator, just so that way you know kind of where we were and how much growth we've had. The grant, as far as that goes, does not change based off of how active we are. They still give us, I don't know, 12, 13,000 a year. I mean, it's not big amounts, but anyway, I put in that, we're constantly brainstorming and trying to come up with, more ideas and how we can better serve the community. The first thing that we do, and I'm really, really hoping to get to soon, is restarting the Becoming a Mom class. That's a personal passion of mine. The infant mortality rates, to put that into perspective, at 11.9 between 2012 2016, that we were like third from the bottom in the amount of infant loss that we
Who's
have.
we? The county?
We as Linn County,
In the state?
yes, from 2012 to 2016.
Okay.
So this Becoming a Mom program, which encompasses the whole family, it pretty much covers all bases. It covers labor and delivery. It covers any and every topic that you can bring to the table. And we partner with several different people out there: SEK Mental Health, CHC, Head Start, Parents as Teachers. There's a bunch of them. And lots of presenters. We even have a physician that's going to present from Olathe Health System. So it's kind of a big collaborative effort. The depression screenings, we've started doing those. They're Edinburgh's. Oh, I don't know. It's been several years we started doing that, but you'd be surprised how many families are affected, including fathers.
Sure.
But the mothers are our main focus, but we're more than happy and eager to help all people. The one key question, basically, that's a family planning strategy. So with it, you just ask pretty much anybody in childbearing years, are you wanting to have a baby in the next year? And if the answer is yes, okay, what are we doing to prepare for that? If the answer is no, what are we doing to, keep you from not having children? So,
Okay.
physicals, I think everybody kind of knows what those are. We do developmental screenings, things like that. Breastfeeding support and home visitor services. Basically, that's really a resource person that helps families get whatever they need, and it doesn't really matter what your background is. We're happy to help anybody. I think that's a common misperception with what we do, that we do serve the underserved, but we will help anybody. Wellness exams for women, there's some expansion in that happening, I think, with Robin. Outreach activities, there's a whole bunch of stuff.
So let me ask you this, put you on the spot.
Sure.
Of all these, how many people are attending these? What's
The
what's
Becoming
the
Mom
number?
class,
Yeah, like over the last year, how many people have attended the breast screening?
the last year has not been pleasant for us.
The year before that, 2019.
Well, I had just started becoming a mom when
Okay.
COVID started, and I think we started it in January. So we
Okay.
only had 3 participants the first time.
Okay.
But I would love to see that.
And the breastfeeding support and the depression screenings and
So
I mean, altogether, do we have 100 people that's participated
I would
over a year?
no idea.
Okay.
I mean,
Because I know you don't have numbers. That's fine because
the
last year was
breastfeeding support isn't the part that I do.
sure. Okay.
I mean, I do help a little bit with
Fair
it, but
enough.
I'm not as.
And then how do you get the word out to
So, and
the county?
I mean, just whatever strategy she uses with, the newspaper and these things. Facebook. The depression screenings, anybody, if you come in for shots and there's a mom with a 3-month-old, I'll screen anybody that comes in as
Okay.
long as they're willing. We don't make anybody do anything by any means, and we offer all these things to people. School outreach, there's a bunch we do. We assist at the roundups. We schedule physicals for those who need it at school because we know not everybody can drive or they need transportation help. So we'll go to the schools and help out as needed. CPR, we do quite a bit of it. Teen resource guide, that was something that I felt was a big gap. So, what's the website for the hotlines? What's the FAFSA? What's all the information those kids need as they, move out of the house to kind of give them a head start. Poison control, that was a fun little thing we did. We had a interactive wheel. We did it at the back to school bash. We've done it at daycares. We worked with some of the local schools. And it's basically, you have poisonous stuff. You have things like teddy bears and pizza. What's safe, what's not.
Okay.
It was real fun. The kids loved it. Feeding and changing stations. So any big events like arts and crafts, fair week, things like that. Just an additional service, because when you're at the fair all week, where do you have a nice place to change your kid or feed your kid if you're busy?
And do we
What?
have a nice place?
I think it is.
Okay.
When,
Where's it located at?
when we set it up, it's at the fairgrounds. It was in the
Okay.
4-H building. Safe sleep. That is a class. There's lots of providers in the state of Kansas and probably elsewhere. Cynthia, our registered dietitian, she does it. We did that at the community baby shower. She presents at Becoming a Mom class. She presents at other classes that she schedules. I kind of already covered the daycares with the poison control outreach. That is an area I would like to do more at, with the daycares and the kids and doing interactive things. The community baby shower, that had a lot of moving parts. So we volunteered or went up to Just Between Friends, which is a consignment sale. And so a bunch of the staff went up, we worked, and then afterwards we got a ton of donations, like 2 truckloads full for our people. And I think the baby shower, we had 30 plus families. So it was really nice. And we had all kinds of prizes and educational information. We do lots of trainings and work groups, so we've been working with a mental health collaborative with like K-State Research and Extension and the mental health service places locally. We're doing a lot of suicide prevention, human trafficking prevention, ACEs, Can Be Healthy work groups. Actually, that's kind of a big thing for Tisha and I. There was a big gap in trainings for Can Be Healthies in the state of Kansas. And so between her and I, we kept asking the state to have more trainings because the older nurses had retired out. So they kind of, we needed that. And so I'm not sure where that's at currently because of COVID, but we'll reach out to them again and go from there. We do have lots of ideas. We're a very active group of people. And so since COVID's slowing down, hopefully we'll get to do more of these things again. We have missed doing these things. And then some of the resources are down below. We have a paper packet where we have all that information for our families and anybody who asks for it. You know, from medical to dental to vision, concern, transportation, hotlines, parents, teachers, SEK Mental Health, Elizabeth Layton, the Dolly Parton Education Library signups, Can Quit. You
Do
know,
they actually have to come in to get this information, or can you email it to them?
we can email it.
Okay.
There's all kinds of stuff.
Okay.
Do you guys have questions? I know I kind of crash coursed it.
Do we have to hit a certain amount of numbers to receive grant money for this type of stuff?
I have quarterly reports that I have to submit in, and it doesn't, I mean, in my experience, they've not given us a minimum that we have. Not yet.
So we talked about a little bit, I asked a question about how does the word get out? So I take it that we're going to the schools to do some of these, right? At least make them aware of what's available to the fairgrounds, arts and crafts, or I don't know if we do it at the fair or not, but.
Social media, newspaper, word of mouth. I know we created a trifold brochure of what all the health department does that we pass out and give out. I would welcome any suggestions on how
No,
telling
great.
people to get, you know what I mean?
Do you work with any of the high schools on like their home ec classes? Or
Oh, yes. Actually, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that. We did a presentation at Pleasanton with Mrs. Conley's growth and development class before she moved to, I think kindergarten is what she's doing now. And the other schools were interested, but we had not done that yet. And it was pretty good, I felt like.
Good.
Right. And they know we've reached out many times, and even recently in the last week on, yeah, I'll come present on whatever you'd like. I'd love to get in more and do more and be more active. So if there's any ideas, please let us know.
Okay.
We like to do. Thank you.
Thank you. Tisha, are you done other than your executive session? Who's left? Jessica? Come on.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My Economic Development Committee met last week in person, first time since COVID.
How'd you do?
I was very
attendance-wise?
excited.
How'd you do attendance-wise?
We were only missing one,
Good.
so it was good. We talked about the bylaws. We've made a couple of changes. They want to go ahead and go back to having 9 members, 3 from each district,
Okay.
and a quorum of 5. So instead of 4. So Dennis had kind of pared it down to 7 members. We had 2 from each district and an at-large.
Okay.
So we're going to go back to 9. So we've got 3 from Rick's district already. So I'd need 1 more from Jim's and Danny's. I've got a couple of suggestions from my committee. They're going to keep trying to think. If either of you have suggestions from your districts, let me know. We're going to discuss possible members at our next meeting, and then we'll come to you with a recommendation.
Okay.
Okay?
I had somebody reach out to me and ask me if the economic development meetings were open to the public, and if so, and if we post it anywhere on the internet for anybody to see.
David?
Yeah, I think they would be open meetings. I think they would need to be, wouldn't they, as a government?
I would recommend that we make them open, if there are confidential matters. that need
We
to
can
be-
go into executive session.
I don't think they actually have to be.
Because, yeah.
Because they don't have any spending power, they don't have any decision-making power, they're just advisory.
Right.
So technically, they don't have to be. I think we should, as a policy, make them open
Okay.
unless there are confidential matters related to.
Like a trade secret type thing?
Yep.
Things, then we would have to get them step out.
Okay.
But think it should be a general policy, it makes more policy.
Okay.
Consider that.
Okay. We elected officers, because that was in our bylaws, so we went ahead and did that, after we accepted the bylaws with those amendments. So Matt Kasner is our chairman, Janelle Ost is vice chair, and Christine Teagarden is now our secretary treasurer. I have a grant for you all to sign. This one is for J. Duncombe Services LLC out of Parker. They're going to get $5,000. They've submitted all their documentation, and they did not have any other SBA funds, so we don't have to have an agreement with them.
Who was that?
J. Duncombe Services LLC. They do a roll-off service, and they're based out of Parker.
Make that motion. That we accept it.
$5,000 grant for them.
$5,000 grant.
Second it. Been moved and seconded. All in favor? Aye.
Signature.
Need somebody to make a motion to get new chairs.
Been saying that for 2 years.
You just got to get here on time, that's all.
Still in your guys' chairs.
Table two. Yep.
Sending it just right, it doesn't come down, I think.
Thank you, ma'am. Are you done?
I need an executive session for trade secrets, preferably within the next 45 minutes.
How long?
5 minutes.
That's it? We've
Yep.
never done anything in 5 minutes.
We can make it 10 if you want.
Well, let's just do that because
Okay.
Jackie, come on. She's done.
Jackie Messer, Public Works Administrator. Did you touch base on the house? All right.
Yeah, we'll talk
House
about it.
moving saga. Still working with them. We're starting to gear up a plan to move it if they can't get it done pretty shortly. I think.
Have you talked to Gary about moving it?
No, not yet. We haven't got that far in the plan. I'm just trying to look at the route, see if we can do
The
it.
county to have to buy a house here.
Well, the highway patrol said move it. So the sheriff's wanting to work with them a little bit more. And so we're hoping to do something this week on it. I know Heartland's really getting pretty antsy for us to get it out of the way. I did have a request last week to work with Atmos on a gas line relocation over at the courthouse. I talked to them. I don't know what they're talking about because no decisions have been made. So I told them I'd keep them posted if we needed to move something. But I don't know. They jumped the gun somehow, but I did work on that. And it was the overlay is out for bid, and I had to extend it and modify the contract. I put a revision in after working with Gary. Some of the bidders were saying my bond request was too high. So we revised it to say project quote or higher.
Bond equal to the amount of project.
We had issues at the park this weekend with the power. There's a switch that needs to be replaced. We had to move people around. But we got through the weekend. It was a pretty busy weekend. There was a bass tournament up there. I've been working with Whitaker on the gravel. The quality of it has dramatically slipped.
We've been working on that for a while, and I thought they got that kind
They
of.
stopped crushing, right? They didn't crush for a long time, right?
Well, and then they crushed, but then they took it all for this.
Uh,
So we got back into the garbage again. So I worked with him last week, said, no, that's unacceptable. He's going to credit us the gravel that we got that wasn't the proper quality. And he started crushing again last week, and Harry's been up there and said it's
Better.
a lot better, a lot better. So he said it's working pretty well. We did a couple of things in here. We had a surprise inspection by KDHE at Parker, Lacine, Centerville, and Tanglewood on the compactors, and only one comment from one site, pick up the litter a little bit more, but no deficiencies, no violations. Pretty good news.
Good.
We also, another thing I got, we got the results last week of the grant. We were approved for a replacement van for that, the one of our three vans, one of the ones that the state purchases, the green striped one, which is a 2011. Federal's putting in, well, the bottom line is we got 157,800. Our part of it's going to be $37,000. And the reason it's higher than normal is the purchase of the van, it's a $64,000 van, and I think we have to pay $10,000 on it. So we were pretty pleased with that. We did do some emergency repairs this week. This weekend, we had a door break up at Lacine on the AMR building, and we had to call overhead door to fix it. And I have been talking to the schools about this concept of getting them to start recycling.
Okay.
We're in the process of writing a grant request. Probably if we do this, the state will purchase 2 trailers, we will purchase 1. So, or part of 1. So I don't know exactly how much that's going to be, probably $8,000 or $10,000 as part of this grant. But I wanted to make sure we want to go down that road before we submit the grant. I think it's a worthy effort to get the school kids involved. Plus these trailers can be used for special events like the arts and crafts. We could put a recycled trailer there, let them be part of that.
So the trailers we have right now, that can't qualify that?
Do what now? I'm
The
sorry.
trailers we already have, we can't,
We don't have enough
oh,
for that. No.
You're
Not
talking
to
about putting
dedicate
each one at each school?
If one would be at each school,
Okay.
and we're going to allow them to decorate or wrap them. We have to put a wrap on it. We'll get their input on it and make it,
Gotcha.
get them some more investment in it. But we do have one that we're going to take over to Pleasanton and use it and get started there today. We're going to drop one off, see how it works.
Okay.
But I just wanted to bring you up to speed on that. And no executive sessions. We're still working on dust control.
Hey, you got a beautiful week of roads.
Yes, if there's anything.
I seen a truck with gravel getting ready to dump on the way here. So what are we doing?
We're still doing it. We're working on the roads and such.
About roads, right?
Yep.
This week, grading.
Well, that depends on the sheriff. He's gonna. We have to move his house, his office.
No, his house can sit there for as I'm concerned. How did you get your house all the way, by the way? You're the house. Okay. No, but seriously,
Yes, we're out as much as we can get.
you know what's going to happen?
Yep.
It's April's coming and it's already soft. If we can get the roads this week up and through, hey, can we get some Saturday time? A little bit of overtime there if we don't get the roads done?
Yeah, if we don't get it done.
Putting
Yes.
pressure on you here.
Well, part of the pressure was last week. We were having to haul out of Cadmus because
Right.
I wasn't going to put any more.
But you're
than
good
that.
now, right?
Pardon?
You're good now, right?
We hope.
And,
I'm going to go look at.
And have we got any maintainers down or are we all up?
They're all operating.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yep.
Jackie, I had a question on that. I'll tell you, I had a taxpayer follow a maintainer down the road. Maintainer bounces over the washouts. He does right behind him. What's our protocol on a maintainer going down the road if there's a washout? Should he fix it when he drives over it, or?
If he's got a 20, 30, 40 mile route, if he's working here this day and then he starts to here, the pothole's there, but he's got to get to this I don't know until I ask. They should stop and fix them. Not all of them have those rocks, but I don't know where on the route he was. On a good day, on a good 2 weeks, there's no issues. Everything's going down the road. You're doing perfect. It takes 2 weeks to do a full route. You get rain, you get somebody takes off sick, somebody takes vacation, might go to 3, might go to 4. So it depends on where they are in that route. They may be traveling to get back to where they were going. If we continue to stop at every spot and clean out every culvert, you're going to do 2 miles a day. So all of a sudden our route is going to be 6 months to get the full route. That's the reason we need to get the driver. Well, there's one thing I was looking at was I was going to look at a piece of equipment called a grade all and see if we can lease it or try it out, that we could have clean out these culverts and these ditches. And it would take a dump truck and that piece of equipment.
And one guy running it
One guy running it.
all the time.
Yep.
I would love.
And he would just go from
2 years.
clean out to clean out, clean them out, pile it in the road, run a loader, clean it up, or dump it straight into a dump truck. We can start helping with the ditches with something like that. But right now, if they have 2 weeks to do their full route, and they stop and they start grading out ditches and everything, now it's 4, 6, 8 weeks. So they have to keep rolling. But should they go over a pothole? No.
What I'm saying is, it was like last week, it was in rain, and then we can't blade everything when we're out there like that, but I'm just saying we can fix the bad spots.
Yeah, but I don't know who it was, where they were.
I don't know, I know where it was, but I don't know who it was.
Isn't that piece of equipment that we got, that tooth thing on the front, supposed to take care of washouts and stuff like
We
that?
only have 4 of those. So
Okay.
I don't know where it was.
Yeah. Here, all I'm saying is we got a good week.
Yep.
And we got a Saturday, as far as I'm concerned. If we can get some Saturday time into while there's no rain,
Okay.
just don't take them off of anything if you can absolutely keep from it.
Yep. No, there's nothing projected
Because
this week.
April is a
We are
disaster
pulling
month.
1 or 2, not blade operators, dump truck drivers
Yeah,
to work
yeah.
on the crack seal.
Okay.
That's a seasonal thing we do.
Right.
So we'll be crack sealing this week, and we'll have to have 4 people. So we might pull 1
And do you
driver.
have any vacancies over there anywhere? Do you got any advertisements in?
I've got a lot of them out.
Okay.
Have you talked to the schools about the part-time?
Yes, we sent them a note.
Okay. Any luck on it?
No.
Yep.
Well, you
I haven't checked. I haven't checked yet this week. We got all the applications and there were only 2. So I need to check this week and I haven't been over there. So,
Did you read that? Did you look up that one piece of equipment I was telling you about, the Verger?
yeah, I looked at that.
What'd you think?
Um,
Not for us?
I don't know. I'd like to look at it and the grade all, but the grade all I think is quicker.
Okay.
Because they can spot clean.
Okay.
And I've worked them before. I've worked with crews with them and they wouldn't trade it for anything.
Okay.
But it's like anything else. You got the old way of doing stuff, the new way of doing stuff, and but I'd like to try it out, see if I can lease one maybe,
Okay.
give it a whirl, see if it's what we want to go down. And if we can have a piece of equipment that'll clean out in front of each culvert, move on down the road. But I don't want to leave this stuff and I don't want to pile it up on the back slope. So if I can figure out a system that we can clean with one of those.
Okay. Any questions? No executive time?
No.
Okay.
Thank you.
We're going to go into some executive session. So are either one of you, ma'am, are you here for? Okay. And what about you, sir? Yours?
She claims it.
So we're going to. Huh? Oh, no. We're going to go hide for a while and talk about problems. No, you're fine. I'm going to make a motion. We go into executive session with Jessica for 10 minutes for trade secrets, 5 minutes with Tisha, Doug, and David. How much time do you need?
I didn't need any. Tisha and Doug both needed some.
Okay, so we'll do Tisha and Doug for 15 minutes and that's personnel, is that correct? So 15 minutes for personnel, 10 minutes for trade secrets, that's a total of 25 minutes, that's my motion.
Second.
Move to second, all in favor? All right.
Department asked to hire Seth Davidson from Centerville to be a probationary firefighter for the fire district, standard probation pending his completion of a physical and drug screen.
Okay. I'll make that, you make that
I'll
motion?
make that motion.
I'll second. All in favor? Aye.
There you go, David.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now we're going to do the house.
You have Tisha from that session too?
Yeesh. Well, she needs to wait. Come on. Have a sit. Let's do the house right now. It won't take long. You should win this.
Okay, based on the way we set it up, since there's just one bid, it'll go for the minimum. sale price.
Right.
That's the way we set it up, with 210,000. You've got your, sorry. Oh, wait. You got your finances ready to go, right?
Yes, if you need my banker here, I'll go get him.
No, I don't. I need your,
Here's $5,000 cash, that was in the thing that you were supposed to have, and here's a letter from the banker.
I'll just take that.
Don't leave that on the table today. I'll be eating biscuits and gravy for a while.
Well, then, the bid goes to Randy and Jennifer Leach, the Lacey. And, I have a sale contract here for you to review and sign.
You can sit down and read it,
And,
please.
Within 30 days.
Well, congratulations to you and thank you.
So what does that mean, closing in 30 days?
That means within 30 days.
So.
So if your bank, if your lender,
We'll talk about that.
yeah,
Give me a call or you read that contract first because that tax spells it out.
Okay.
and you'll be good. It'll work out.
Your bank is gonna want title insurance, I mean, you gotta get title insurance.
We're on that.
And so,
It's kind of important, isn't it, Gary?
Do they need a motion to accept that
you
bid
need a
then today?
motion to, accept that bid and enter into a contract with them for a purchase of $210,000.
That's my motion.
I'll second it.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor? Aye, and congratulations again.
Thank you guys for listening to the voters and putting it back out there. And I know I've probably bothered you guys a lot, but I do really appreciate this. It's a game changer for us.
Well, you haven't seen the inside of the house, so.
Right, well, soon as you can.
I will be back in 2 seconds. I'm just going to run to the bank. I'll be right back.
Doug, did you go already? Tisha?
Linn County Health Department would like to hire, is it a transfer?
Transfer.
Amanda Snyder to our health department for the breastfeeding peer counselor, home visitor, clerical position at
144212.
144212, which is 8A, I think.
Yeah, that'll be my motion to transfer.
Second.
And you already have a date set, you two, okay? Been moved and seconded. All in favor? Aye.
Thank you.
Chris, do you have something? Okay. Somebody got some public comment they want to make?
What we got next? Can we take
We got Janet Reynolds here, 10:20.
can we take a recess? I gotta make,
Yeah. I'll make a motion. We go into recess for 5 minutes.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor? Aye.
I was just wanting to pass that on.
Right.
Make the same decision. Without
So you got it set up for next week for those two? And Kevin?
But I just wanted to give you a name.
We'll see you, Doug.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate your time.
Hey, Jim. The, next week, we're gonna have the road Boston. And then Kevin Anger, signing guy. And you want Todd? Two road guys. I don't know if we make enough.
Over the years.
But we can get it all done. We need to go out. I wish you would have brought that. Because I bought. We're gonna have to dig up.
I'm sorry. Is that right? And, 43 pounds. Never comes. Laps in the living room. Our first daughter was first. I really wish we did. 20. Yeah. A little more. Exactly.
You left town. You in 5 minutes, you run 5 minutes, you left town. No, I don't know what he said.
I don't know if they're all like that. Yeah, before you know it, she'll be ready to go. Unfortunately, that's what Lauren wants. She did. Yeah. So. I'm gonna have to do this. Switch it to the, or bring. So it's
And we'll get started in just a second, okay?
I'm just saying, you can have cities in the Yeah.
All right, our Museum Historical Society person's not here yet, Janet, so we'll go with the City of Pleasanton. Who wants to speak? All of you?
I'm gonna watch them speak.
Okay.
Just so you know, you don't necessarily need it.
Hey, when you get up there, just please state your names for,
It's just so you can kind of follow along. If you want
My name's Jake Mattingly. I'm with Pleasant City Council. Been on the city council for going on 10 years at this point.
okay?
Danielle Souza, Pleasanton City Councilman.
Okay?
Teresa Whitaker, City Administrator.
Okay? Go ahead.
The reason we're here today, I actually asked Mrs. Whitaker to set this up, is we really like to look towards a partnership with the city of Pleasanton and Linn County. A lot of that is, I mean, I'm sure you guys have thought about it, the power plant closing down. I work at the power plant. I have a pretty good idea of what's happening there. It's pretty scary. My wife and I are actually on a 10-year plan to have everything paid off. And we don't know if 10 years is going to do it. And of course, I'm sure Mr. Land can tell you that power plant is integral to the money that comes into this county. With that, actually, they're trying to push securitization. One of the things they're trying to push is securitization. Couple articles. What that is like a ratepayer bond, so they can close coal-fired power plants down faster than what the original plan is. They actually have the money to do it faster. And if that passes, I would be surprised if the power plant makes it 8 years, much less 10 or 15. Yes. And with that being said, one of the things I've always thought the county lacked as a whole is that economic hub. If you look at any other county, Bourbon County, they got Fort Scott. Miami County, they got Paola and Spring Hill. Crawford County, Pittsburgh, Bates County, Butler. One thing that Linn County doesn't have is we don't have that economic hub, that one area where everybody gathers. And I'm not trying to put down any other communities. We're blessed with great communities in this county, but I don't believe any other community is as well placed as Pleasanton as being that hub for us. You also have a community that's spent a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of money in the last 10 years trying to grow our community. If you look at the maps that Mrs. Whitaker provided you, that's our northeast development. That's in the last 8 years, how much that's grown. The businesses that have went out there, there's a few naysayers that all you're doing is moving businesses from one place to the other. All those businesses that are out there right now, their buildings that they emptied have been filled with new businesses. Cox Motors, R&B Towing. Casey's, the old Casey's building just now come up for sale. Casey's holds on to their buildings for several years. For some reason, it's just their procedure. But the Pete's that Casey's replaces, Clinch Realty, the equipment rental place. That one's our new auto parts store. The old auto parts store, Commissioner McCullough owns that and uses it right now. So we're not only moving businesses, but we're moving more businesses into town with that. And then we have our development, of course, that's been a hot topic in our council meetings here lately, out by the lake. So we're trying to grow not only our businesses, but our population. But we've reached kind of the extent of what we can do with our current finances and our current manpower. We're really hoping that maybe the county would look at a partnership with us, tax incentive programs, infrastructure help, and emphasize Pleasanton to try to help us grow. Because I can't help but believe the more we grow, the more the county would grow. I mean, if you look at, since you have the sales tax, it's very easy to pull up the sales tax you're making off of Casey's in Pleasanton, Mound City, and Lacine, and look where that road traffic and that foot traffic is. And I don't know if you guys have anything to add. I don't mean to do all the talking.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
You're doing just fine.
That's kind of, not asking for any decision or anything, but just an open dialogue, maybe something we can talk about in the future. We can get together and work some things out to help us, to help the county.
Do you have an economic development for your city, the city one?
We don't actually have a current, I just joined our Linn County Economic Development.
Okay.
We actually do have a copy of our plan in here for our tax incentive for new businesses. And I discovered that there was a tax incentive program. It's run a little bit different through the county here, but I certainly would love to entertain the idea of reworking a new program with you that does similar to what we do for new construction and residential and for commercial. Rather than basing it on employees, maybe we could just base it on the fact that something was built or something was improved.
We used to have an economic development in Pleasant. That's kind of where I first started
Yep.
any of this. Was it didn't work out well, but
Yeah.
I mean, we tried.
We tried.
So you don't have one?
Not at the moment.
Okay. Now, so you do get some infrastructure money from the county every year. Do you, I mean, where'd them funds go to last year and the year before?
It's gone for the sidewalk projects the last couple of years.
That seems to be the most popular thing for
Yeah.
all of them over the years is, I know Lacine did it. You guys say you did it. I know Blue Mound did it. Parker did it. So those are some needs. And every year is different. You can do whatever you want with it, but.
We've tried to emphasize on our sidewalks at least is public safety, basically from our main street to our Casey's. We had a lot of children walking there that was going down the middle of the roads. And right this year we're doing in front of our school from Ash Street going south towards we got a heavily populated area to the south there where our city pool is, and then of course up 10th Street from Main Street to our school.
And that program's only been around 4 or 5 years, hasn't it? 5 or 6. Well, I know I was here when we voted it in. It was.
And we appreciate it. Thank you.
And it got divided up, and so I guess I'm not sure exactly what you're asking for.
Right. Well, to be blunt, I'll tell you, as one of our business owners wants to put it, is Linn County suffers from what they call a three-headed monster. Lacine, Mound City, Pleasanton. You can't give one community something without giving the other two, so you're splitting up valuable resources. And I understand not trying to take away from any other community, but in my humble personal opinion, we need that one community to grow. That one that's going to be the equivalent of a Fort Scott, a Pittsburgh, a Paola, something like that. The way we split everything up right now, it just kind of hinders any growth in any community. So I was just looking at maybe just prioritizing one area is what I was looking at, what we were looking at.
Jessica, being on economic development, the cities have their own grants that they can get through economic development, several of them. Not from us, but from the state or from the federal government. Multiple grants out there. Have you tried those?
We've tried and received multiple grants, yes.
Okay.
And of course, you guys know as well as we do, most of the grants you get are, I think the better ones are probably 20/80, but most of them are 50/50.
Okay.
And I think, yeah, we've exhausted pretty much every resource that we can use at this point.
We could certainly continue to get them.
Yeah.
But I think the overall thing is it's a slow process if you're just doing one CDBG grant, or we don't want to inundate ourselves with debt and go into a $3 million bond and do a whole nother infrastructure project or add when we've already got everything out there. Now it's just a matter of trying to figure out what we can do with the space that's out there to continue to grow.
Well, what are you looking at that you need the county's help on, you think? Because if you're asking me to devote all my resources to Pleasanton, I don't think that's going to be very popular at all. And I don't know that that's the right or wrong answer. I don't think it's right, but that's just my opinion. But so is there some big project or something you're looking for help at, or what?
Mainly just, I think a partnership on tax incentive program would be great. Maybe some help with infrastructure or development that's going in and out to.
But any trade secret, anybody that's starting a business can come in and ask for that.
And that's something I didn't realize. I mean, that's not something that's, I think, publicly known.
Maybe you don't, but maybe you didn't know that, but it is. So
Is there a website that it's on, or you have okay, I didn't know that.
No, you're fine. But every time we've had a big business, they've always come to us, sometimes even before they've gone to a certain city, and ask them, what will you do for us first? And then we tell them. So I think we're in a partnership that you don't even know about, maybe.
Well, I understand to a point, sir. And, and I definitely understand you don't want to take resources away from your area. I mean, but at the end of the day, we need that one area, in my opinion. Whether it's Lacey, Mount City, or Pleasanton, I do believe this county needs that one growth area. And as long as we're splitting resources, I don't think that'll ever happen.
And I don't know that we are, though. I really don't.
Okay.
If you want me to, say I'm dedicating my future to Pleasanton, gambling on it, growing like Spring Hill, I'd say first, you don't have anybody yet that's come there. Oh, you got some great companies there. Fabcon's done well, and Casey's has done well with the truck stop, and Cox was able to move his out there to where he's at, and they all seem to be doing well. So, but each one of them's come to us before and ask, and for whatever they've asked for. It's always an incentive. What will you do if I build this huge building? Yeah.
Cox is a good example of the county participating in getting stuff done. You got to call it.
Oh, yeah.
The county helped with that.
Yeah.
I know
not solely, but.
Yeah, and I know you guys gave him some land out there, and yeah, there's several instances.
So I think we're open to, if somebody comes and says, hey, look, I want to start a business, I don't think I pull them and say, hey, no, you need to go over to Lacey and try first. I think it's wherever they find the location through Jessica or whoever they talk to. Usually it's always been our economic development person and people. I think you, by being on the board for that, and I assume there's other Pleasanton, is there another Pleasanton person in that area on the board? Okay. And so he's looking for another person to place on that board. Those are key people for you.
Yeah.
So when you go out and look for businesses or somebody, you hear a rumor that something's going to start and you want it in your area. But I think we're always open to listening, but to dedicate it just to Pleasanton, I don't think that's the right thing. But
no, I wasn't trying to get you to take away all the resources.
No, I understand. You're doing what you think for your city, and that's good.
Do you guys have funds available to hire an economic developer that can do grant writing and stuff like that?
No, the grant writing's always been through our city administrator. That's one of the biggest reasons why we have a city administrator and why they're so valuable.
Go ahead, Jessica.
Part of the Southeast Kansas Regional Planning Commission, right? We are, yes. I said on the short term, they help cities write grants. That's what they do. That's how they make money. So
They bring a lot of grants to Pleasanton.
okay,
Yes.
okay. Well, I didn't know if you guys had worked with them before, but they do great work. They go.
Jim, you've been awful quiet. You got anything?
Listen. Well, I'm not for taking money from the other cities. I mean,
No, I know.
I don't think we can do that.
Well, I guess while we're up here, I'll go ahead and ask, was there any discussion on the community center either while we're up here?
Well, it kind of lies in your hands.
What's that?
It
So,
lies in your hands.
Oh, I thought we communicated with Ms. Master. We were very open to it. We just wanted to know what you guys needed from us.
I think, can I speak for you on that?
please do it.
I think the commissioners felt like $1,200 a month
And that was never said.
was okay. Well, that's kind of the impression they got.
No, that was the $1,200 a month, and I tried to communicate this to Commissioner McCullough. The only thing that was brought up was the reference point of what the original contract.
Original, yeah.
Yeah, when we were gonna have walk-in coolers,
That's the reason I'm
yeah,
speaking.
yeah.
I'm here when that was all done.
Me too.
yeah,
There's
and
gonna be an active kitchen there doing all.
yeah, and I even said in the meeting personally that we did not expect $1,200. We didn't expect to give it to you for free, but that wasn't $1,200 wasn't what we expected out of it.
Okay.
At
So I think negotiation with Danny would be great. But I mean, most of the people that eat at that building right now, and you know that building's not that great
Yeah.
by any means. And it costs a lot for us if we want to upgrade it or anything. It probably should just go away. And that's what we'd like to do because the area on aging, they just need to put a restaurant license in there and that's a couple $100 for them to do that. So if most of your people, and I've never fought with the other cities about either, and I'm not fighting with you about it. I'm just saying, if I have a community and the county's paying a majority of the bill, and you've got a nice area where people could come in and it's not hurting the operation of the rest of the center, work together on coming up with a fair contract and a fair price on it.
I have no issue with that.
Okay.
I think.
You don't have to throw out numbers here.
No,
okay,
I'm not throwing out any numbers, but I think I can speak for every council member that we were all excited.
Okay.
I mean, to have our community center used in a meaningful way like that several days a week, that's amazing.
It kind of showcases you, and I think it tells the city that we care as well.
Like I
For
said,
our,
and the $1,200 number, that was only, like I said, again, in context of what the original was. And
yeah, and that was and the reason we didn't do that, reason we didn't think of that, I'm sorry to cut you off, was because there was it prohibited, right?
For doing that building, didn't allow.
Yeah.
Which was a frustration on our part because we worked really close with the engineer and the state on that, and we were very upfront about all of that. And at the 11th hour that come in, it was very, because the whole plan on the blueprint of that
Right.
was built around that. So that was
We're excited to work out something with you just to make it better for the seniors. And
Obviously, we're not under the same time constraint because we're too close to the first, but is this something you want to keep rolling on and get done this year?
yes, let's get it done as soon as we can.
Okay.
I think our next meeting is next Monday.
Yeah.
If you can get some plan in place by the end of June,
Uh-huh.
then it could be in next year's budget.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Okay.
So we were all excited. So we would love it.
Okay.
I'll come in Monday and we can talk more details about it.
Awesome.
But I'm glad y'all came, and we're getting the economic development. Jessica's going to try to set up with the mayor's meeting in the evening sometime. So encourage your mayor, probably in May or something, that we want to have a mayor's meeting, and the administrator's welcome to come too for that, because you really run the town. We know the deal. But
They do.
you answer all the phones and get yelled at the most. So
Let me ask you, do you guys have like a 5-year outlook of where you want to be at in Pleasanton?
At one point we had it. I don't know where it's at right now, but because we went through and did a
Comprehensive plan.
thank you comprehensive plan. We went through and did that here not that long ago, and
did you have a company do it, or did you guys just do it yourself? Okay.
oh, we had a company do it.
The first one was just based off of a company that did it, and then we just.
Okay. Cool.
It's time to do it again.
Okay. I don't know if Andy would be a resource for you, but we're doing ours as a county, and I know Miami County's doing theirs, and there's another county that's doing theirs right now. But maybe you can get some ideas from them, or we can get some ideas from you as well. We'd appreciate it.
Yeah.
So we didn't tell you no on anything. We're just saying if a company comes, we always listen.
I just know we've reached out to several companies, everything from Heritage Tractor clear down to small lumber yards, and it seems like it's easier. I mean, we can present the same tax tax incentive program that you have there in front of us, we can present that, and it would just, if we had something from the county, we could, hey, here's what the county offers. I just thought that might be a little.
But it's always
easier to-
negotiable, but
Yeah.
based on sizes and numbers and, yeah.
Okay. I understand that.
All right. No,
And I think if you
Yes.
work close with Jessica, I think we could definitely, and I know you've been around this longer than, you've been here, you were city clerk before administrator, so, and we're always here for you guys, so, yeah, I mean, Jessica, Andy, me, them, so.
yeah.
Thank you for your time, guys.
All right. Thank you. Janet, how are you? All right.
A little bit nervous standing up here in front of you and having to talk.
I doubt
but,
that.
give you some paperwork here. So when I get done, you can ask me questions.
Okay. You wrote a novel here.
I did. And the reason I did it
No pictures. How am I going to do this?
because when I get up here and start talking about something I'm passionate about,
Okay.
we might be here 2 hours.
I doubt that.
You'll be. Just ask Danny. I talked to him on the phone one night, and I think we talked for probably an hour and a half. I don't know. Okay, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Janet Reynolds, and I am a Linn County resident, been a Linn County resident all my life. Went to Prairie View, graduated a year ahead of Rick, and graduated with Jim's wife. Well, she didn't graduate with me, but we went to school together, and then we worked together at Prairie View for years. I'm on my 42nd year of working at the library, and I did 34 years for Prairie View. So I have Linn County lacing as part of my passion. And Rick asked me to come today and share a little bit about the Historical Society and lacing and the museum. And I want to clarify a couple of things that maybe were misspoke at a previous meeting. The museum was built in 1976, and the names like Dan Ross, Paul Kreger, the Terrys, the Weikerts, the Smythes, the Arsbergers, they're all names that were very well known in lacing at that time. They took a lot of pride in their community, and they thought we needed a museum, so they built one. 1979, 80, 81, my sister worked for the CETA program, and she worked cataloging while she was still in high school and in college. But both of us went off, got our degrees, worked. Didn't have a lot to do with the Historical Society. Those people, like we all do, got old, passed away, couldn't do it anymore. So the museum kind of sat for several years. I've always been interested in genealogy and history and local history, being, my great-great-grandfather came to Linn County in 1870 and homesteaded here on a place that my brother lives on now. So, history in Linn County has been important. So when I was approached by the Historical Society to, help them out, because I'd written some grants for the library, I did. And, the first grant I wrote, a professor from Pitt State came in, he walked around the museum and he said, "Got some good stuff here, Janet, but that's all it is stuff." He says, "A museum's not a museum unless it has displays, it has an active role in the community." And I took that to heart and went back to our board meeting and said, "Hey," he says, "basically we got junk unless you do something with it." And so we've applied for grants. I learned about the Kansas Humanities Council. We did that. And we did the Smithsonian grant and got that twice as partners. We did the hometown teams. We have a website, we have Facebook page, all that stuff to get our name out there. So we're not the best kept secret in Lacine anymore. Rick asked me to talk just a little bit about what we've done. And so you guys know where that money goes that goes to Linn County Historical Society and then gets funneled down to us. Over the past few years, besides the grants that we've applied for, we've published 2 huge history books of Linn County people. And both of them are well over 600 pages, index stories. We've worked with the school district to research and publish 3 books with their freshman class. The library partners with the museum, basically because I'm in both places. That is the only thing that comes from the library to the museum. It was misspoke at a previous meeting that the library helped fund the museum. That is not true. I listened to the tape, and we do not, as the library, give any funding to the museum. But we partner. We do a lot of activities together. We were approached about doing a Memorial Day Sunday event because on Saturday, Lacey Rural High School has their alumni. On Sunday, they like to go to church, but there wasn't any place for them to eat in Lacey or anything for them to do on a Sunday afternoon. So the museum has a meal and a program on that Sunday afternoon. And then on Monday, they have the Oak Lawn Cemetery thing. We've participated in the Christmas home tours. We're a member of the Chamber of Commerce. And over the past 10 years, we've installed a new roof. We put heating and air conditioning in the building after the first Young Historians in August, and it was 100 degrees outside. It was 98 degrees inside. We put in heating and air conditioning. We've done several other activities, and I just want to say thank you to you guys for the money. And a couple of years ago, you, maybe it's been 3 years ago, raised the amount that you give us. And right now, we receive $4,000 twice a year from you guys, but that doesn't even cover our regular expenses. As you can see, I brought spreadsheets, and in 2020, our operational expenses was $13,124, and our treasurer was Jerome Mitzner, and now it's Patty Dowdy. And they kept very good records, so I could know exactly what costs were. In 2019, we spent $9,232, and in 2018, we spent $11,228. In 2021, we weren't able to file for grants or get anything like that, and we still had bills. And we spent $12,943 in 2021, and I didn't give you guys that page because I didn't have another copy of it. Due to the way funds get to us, in 2020, we didn't receive our money until December 21st.
I think we fixed that.
And I think you've worked on that and you're fixing that. And we count on that money to pay our insurance for our building. And I had to go beg Lincoln Township to give us money to pay our insurance because we didn't have the funding. Lincoln Township will fund a project for us or help us fund a project, but they don't just hand us money out of their budget.
Right.
So anyway, and we want to keep the building insured. We don't want it to, burn up or break down or anything like that. So we feel that keeping it insured is a good thing. We receive funds from donations, grants. The city helps us with the gas and water bill, and Lincoln Township helps us with projects. Visitor-wise, Rick asked me about this. I can't tell you how many we've had. My sister could tell you because she's the one that's kept track of it. But I know the first year that we did Young Historians, we tripled the number of people who entered our museum just based on the fact that we had a program. So it was like they had 150 people in the year before, and we had like 500 people that year when we started doing programs. So, we feel that by doing programs and getting out in the community and partnershiping with the people in the community, that we're becoming a viable part of the community. And, 2020 was hard. We couldn't have visitors, donations, fundraisers, but we still had our bills. And so that was a hard year for us. We've started 2021 with several visitors already. We had a couple from Florida here last week. They brought a big sign that was from the doctor's office in Lacing in the 1880s that they had kept. And they found out that we actually had a museum and they wanted to bring it and donate it. So they came through last Wednesday and donated it. You know, we're participating in as many things as we can. We're doing the passport, the Southeast Kansas Museum Alliance passport. We're one of the museums that's on the tour that they're encouraging people to come visit. Let's see.
What's your hours of operation? Like some of them are not very well.
Well, our hours of operation prior to 2020 were Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and then the weekends were, you know, as somebody was there,
Right.
we needed. My sister has MS and she's our curator, so she doesn't always feel like going up there. This year, we're trying 3 days a week, but there's a phone number on the door and they can call if they come on a day that we're not, you know, she's not there, we can call her. The library has a key, so if somebody needs to get in, you know, we can take them over and run them through the museum.
Does the elementary school or the high school come?
The high school comes, we've partnered with high school quite a bit
Yeah.
on, all the freshmen in the high school visit the museum every year.
You get any donations to your website as far as people?
We get a few. Most of our donations have come from funerals where people have left their memorial to the museum, or people like, and I'll say a name, I probably should, the Weichert family who, their parents had a very big interest in the museum and a lot of their stuff is up there. They have donated, and other people, you know, I do every year a couple of fundraisers on our Facebook page. We don't get a lot, but you know, a couple $100 here and there helps out. So, and we did the 150, the Historical Society took the lead on that. Rick worked with that. The Merida Zine kind of played havoc on us being out that weekend,
Yeah.
but I think we had a good time and a lot of people enjoyed it. And it got the Historical Society name out to the public. And with our books, that's gotten them out. Our first book, we've sold over 200 copies of. The second book, I'm on my second. I ordered 100 and now I'm on the second 100 of those. And people from all over the US, they can order it through Amazon. So I see that, you know, different orders come from different places. And most of them are people who had some connection with Lacine or Linn County.
Right.
And we're not specifically, you know, we do the surrounding area. You know, we didn't turn anybody down if they wanted to put a story in.
Right.
And we partnered with the school on the War Veterans Memorial, the new one that we put out there in front. That was a school project that we partnered with the Historical Society and the library. Trying to think what else. The grade school, we used to take stuff up to the school, but with the COVID and that, we haven't been able to take stuff up to the school and show them, and the kids haven't been able to come down. And a couple of the kids that were here the other day when we had a program with the freshmen said, hey, you know, I didn't even know you had a museum. So we're getting back to that point again that we need to make sure that we're getting those kids to the museum.
Gotcha.
So.
You got any questions?
No, I like your book. I've actually read a lot of it. I mean, I've looked up my name. There was nothing in it about me. But
We'll write a story. I'll write it for you.
I'm going to say, Rick's got one. Read about him.
Jim, you got any questions? Hey, it's a great place to go. As far as museums, I think it's top notch for Linn County. So thank you for all you and your board does for that. And we'll try to get your money to you a little faster.
All right. I don't really have to go beg. I'm not a real good beggar.
Well, thank you, Janet.
Thank you.
What you do?
Does anybody got anything else?
Got a road closing request here. I don't think we've actually discussed it, but I think it's one that
shouldn't be any problem. Yeah, we did discuss it. It's down by you.
The road closure,
Yeah.
Montgomery Road.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just off of Montgomery Road.
Down
Montgomery
there.
Road runs
Yeah.
down there
Okay.
like this. This little road runs out.
Right
this-
back, yeah.
Out here.
That's what we talked about last week, a week
Yeah,
before.
we talked about last week, and, I did go out and look at it just to verify, you know. So I have prepared a proposal, if you're open to doing everything, you know, all the property around it's owned by landowners.
Yeah.
So if you want to do it, here's the proposal to vacate the road.
Are they the ones that wanted it vacated? Okay.
We would, publish this, and it sets a hearing on May 3rd. That gives anybody that has any objection time, but, there's only the one property owner that David will need to notify, but we need to publish it. So if you will, if you want to do it, you need to vote to publish the proposal of intent to vacate a road.
All right.
I'll make the motion that we published a proposal to close the road,
With the hearing on the 3rd of May.
the hearing on the 3rd of May.
And I'll second that.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So now what, it goes into the newspaper for a few weeks and
Go on newspaper, you
Sign
don't
it.
have to publish it once. And then, we usually like to give it
Yeah.
a couple weeks after that. Before we have it here.
Jackie, you got anything else?
Hey. Yeah, I need about 15 minutes.
Leaving now?
Jane, I still ain't made it up there to look at your name tags.
You mean the ones that are falling off?
How many people do you feed up there at noon?
How many people do we feed? Last week we sent 30 lunches out the back door and fed 37 people inside.
Every day, yeah.
No, just on Thursday.
Just on Thursdays.
During all of the COVID stuff, we were feeding up children.
He was.
On Thursdays, is it one? Every day. Okay.
Yeah.
It's been a big.
Have a good day.
Well, it's better than the meatballs we serve or the cauliflower gravy over.
We have a volunteer
No kidding.
She used to run the restaurant there,
restaurant there.
right by Frankie's Liquor.
And
I'm advertising. What's that?
Is it across the street right there?
Across the gravel.
Debbie Wilson?
That's what, then you
Is that
just,
where the restaurant was?
is that the cost of it?
Right by Beechner's, right by the.
What was that little tiny thing right behind that brick building on the corner?
That's it.
That's it?
Does it make you money?
That's cool. It's not a restaurant
Don't
anymore.
make you money.
Don't make me money.
I didn't know if it made the library or whatever.
It's not a
it is.
restaurant anymore.
Don't make any.
Everything that's, we
CBD.
get goes back into that. And we did get a CDBG for the COVID feeding. And so this year I'm recouping some of the stuff we spent last year.
Right.
I've heard a lot of good stuff about your library. My kids go up there.
Oh, I've seen your kids up there.
You probably
That's your
couldn't have-
wife.
it's really loud.
So,
My wife says it's a nice place. I've never been.
The best place in Linn County for building.
Come on up May 2nd. We're going to have a casserole cook-up.
You need to bring your gift package for that. Well, send him a thing on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we're going to have a dessert option and our.
Might be able to look at the name tags out there. maybe.
You might be able to see them then.
Uh,
All right, well, I'll let you guys get back to your meeting, and I better get back to work.
so we need exec. Oh,
We were talking about all that stuff. I decided to show you what we're doing.
what are we doing?
Well, this is just an explanation of how many miles we do. This is how many miles.
And this is from it was put,
Our target, our goal was
okay.
726 total graded miles. North District is 326, South District 400. They have one more blade down here. And that's the grader districts. And just an explanation of the progress we hope and what the realities are. Just a little bit of information.
What could we do on like deadheaded equipment? Would we get a lot more done, do you think? Like parking the grader out on the road when we're done?
We do,
Isn't that what, yeah, or,
we parking them out there. We don't do that much, but we have moved the areas to where they are. Like there's 2 blades running out of the landfill now instead of running back to
so we,
here.
I mean, so we don't have a lot of downtime when they're coming back?
We've got one in Blue Mound that runs out of there for that area. It's parked there.
So can they fuel there?
Yes.
Okay.
And then we have one at Centerville, right?
Yep.
And then there's one up by Parker somewhere. Is that,
Yes.
I don't know where that one's at,
At the compactor.
at the compactor.
We have a camera watching it. We have the fuel tank there. So we park them remotely at the different areas when we're there.
Now, do the employees have to go, can they check in when they get to the grader, or do they have to go all the way into the shop first?
Blue Mound's got a time clock. Centerville's got a time clock. Parker's got a time clock. They clock in and out right there.
Okay,
And so does the landfill. We've started that.
okay.
They can also clock in with the phone.
No.
They could, but, yeah.
We have the capability to set that up.
We've had issues with that though. There's more accountability if they have to physically clock in at a clock.
But you don't have somebody from Parker driving the late seat to clock in and drive back.
Not supposed to have. Every once in a while I have an issue, but
Okay.
we're correcting that.
Okay.
No.
And you think, I spoke to you on the break and asked you that, we did have some classes going for maintainer operators, but of
I need
course
to follow
COVID
up
killed
on
it.
that. COVID's kind of backing
And
off.
you thought they got a lot out of that?
They
Did Harry think that too? And
Harry didn't go.
Tom
I
Dennis,
just,
did he go?
I can't remember that.
I'm just saying, because those are two that you hear about a lot that do really, really well with the
About
blades.
2 years ago, I sent about 4 or 5, and I was surprised because I just signed them up and sent them. They came back and said, we got a lot out of it. So I want to do it again as soon as I can.
I'll just say there's places that the roads are really good. I mean, I've driven a lot of roads the last week, but we just got quite a few that we need to work on. I mean,
Yep.
But there are places out there that I'll tell you what, I'm proud to see what we've done.
And I think it's beginning to show the effect that we put $1 million in gravel the last 2 years. That's more,
Yeah.
but
Just,
trying to be higher quality gravel, and I think we're getting there.
and a good solid week this week.
Hoping for it.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to go into executive session for what, 15 minutes?
For legal. Second. All in favor? Aye.
They might.
got a resolution here, it'll be resolution number 2021-12.
Yes.
That is a resolution continuing the exemption of Linn County from the new mask order that takes effect Monday. The governor issued a new order, takes effect Monday. It reestablishes statewide mask mandate. And the way I interpret the thing, that you need to renew the exemption if you want to be exempt.
Any discussion on that before we make a recommendation?
I'd make a motion that we accept the resolution 2021-12 for the
Continuing on.
continuing of
Exemption.
exemption of the mask mandate.
I'll second it.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You need to sign that.
David, you got anything else?
Don't think so.
Jim, you got anything? No? Make a motion, we adjourn. Hold on. We gotta sign this first. I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.